this right wrist bend and pressure on that point for you left-handers out there. I always get abused for that. Trying to put some bend in that wrist, and if you can see, that knuckle is white. If you do it the correct way, it should feel very, very strong. Feel a good score in me today. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that we see from nearly every tour pro, but from very few amateurs, and I see this a lot. We're going to talk about the right wrist, the trail wrist, how it should be bent, and also the pressure point in that right index finger that's super important when it comes to strike a golf ball. I'll pull up some images of a tour pro impact on screen, okay? And we're going to see some commonalities for sure, but forgetting the body and everything, we're looking at this position here. We're going to see the right wrist bent back, and also there'll be some pressure being put on the edge of the shaft with this part of our finger here. All right, so we're going to talk about today's video how to achieve that, how it's really going to help you. I got a little sort of stage of progression I want you to go through, which will help you. And yeah, so good this, it helped me so much back in the day. All right, so before we get started with that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't done so already, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get started. Talking about this right wrist, trail wrist, and for you left-handers out there, I always get abused for that. And the pressure point, okay? The pressure point is this part here in the finger, the index finger, okay? Kind of against the shaft. Used to hear stories about Hogan and things, how that part was like white when they were hitting balls. So good pressure point in the hands, okay? Right hand, trail hand. So what we want to try and do is get this right wrist bend and pressure on that point. Now, when a lot of golfers come in, what do? The club will go first. This starts to get to the ball before the hands. The right wrist is flat and there's no real pressure being put against that. We want to be into impact more in this fashion here. All right, I'm exaggerating. Really bending that back and feeling some pressure in the shaft with that point, okay? So how are we going to achieve it? Well, first of all, what we want to try and do is do it right hand only first, trail hand. All right, I'll stop. Trail hand. Then what we're going to try and do is get into a setup position where you just, into the ground, I want you to push the club into the turf this way, okay? It's not moving through. You're just going to feel like to push it into the turf. You start to use some body rotation as well, which helps. And then I'm pushing in, trying to put some bend in that wrist, and if you can see, that knuckle is white, so I'm pushing and pushing and pushing, and I can't obviously move it this way, okay? So once you get a feel for that a couple of times, I want you to take some right hand only swings here to here, okay? You see me working on keeping that right wrist bent. There, just some nice little loose swings. As I kind of take it back to this takeaway position, I'm kind of lagging that wrist back. You see that? Here. So take away, and then I'm softening that wrist to allow it to bend, okay? Because it wouldn't be this bend in the takeaway. That would be too much. So it's quite neutral as it was in address. Now I'm lagging it, letting myself get in to that position. Now, when you're doing it, also do pay attention to the club face. Common tendency when this happens, or people to do this, they'll come in, right wrist is bent, that's great, but face is wide open, ball shoots way off to the right. So be quite conscious of that. As you do that, you can feel like the right wrist is bent. You can nearly feel this arm swivel like you were wiping a table. That way will square your face up, not this. So that motion, okay? Really, really good one. Here and through. Now, a couple of little feels. You've done the turf one, you're pressuring against the shaft. You've now got a little bit of the lag happening into here, and you're keeping some bend in it, okay? Now here's the tricky one. I want you to actually try and hit some shots with your trail hand only, okay? Looking for a little strike here. I'm doing it off a tee. You can too, because it isn't easy. This way, get that feeling. And that was a really nice, low, little, sort of great little strike. Very nice. So you will get that, maybe not the first time, but keep doing that. When you get it right, you'll almost feel the ball being compressed, hit lovely, nice and low, all of those things. Now, next stage to that, you're going to take the two hands on. This is where this bad boy comes in now and gets in the road. So this one, we're going to come in and feel the same thing. We're mostly right hand here, right wrist bent, pressuring against the shaft that way, okay? Then we're going to go in and hit a couple of soft ones again, like this. Just like to take this opportunity to thank my channel sponsors, GX Golf Gloves. Really good quality glove at a fraction of the cost, proper leather. Use my code David at checkout and you'll save yourself a nice little bit of cash as well. Again, lovely little strike, a little further than the last one because I had the two hands on it, okay? Once you build that up, I'm going to skip a couple of phases here, but build that up to the point where you've worked it, you'll feel the wrist working, bending back on itself, and then you're going to build up to full swings, okay? And we'll try one here. If you do it the correct way, it should feel very, very strong. That felt good. Feel a good score in me today. Okay guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.